Hey, welcome back to another episode of Exit the Norm. I'll be your host, Jeff.
I'm not Jeff.
I'm Jeff Jr.
So today we're in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and we're going to be checking out the African Burial Ground Memorial here, right off of State Street.
But before we do that, make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe.
Maybe you'll learn something. Tucked in between State Street and Court Street here in Portsmouth sits a beautiful dedication and memorial to a group of people who were lost and forgotten about for centuries. A group of people who were largely responsible for the growth and success of many of the early colonies, including Portsmouth. This memorial pays tribute to the many Africans and African Americans who lived and died here in Portsmouth. Since Portsmouth did not impose a tariff on slaves back in the late 17th and early 18th centuries, many Africans passed through this port town. Some stayed here while others were sent south. A large number of them who stayed here were responsible for transforming the small village into a thriving metropolis. And after living a grueling life, many were laid to rest right here on this plot of land in the middle of what is now downtown Portsmouth. Records dating back to 1705 refer to this area as the Negro Burying Ground. But since it was on the outskirts of the town, it wasn't given the proper attention that a normal burial ground would have been given. It's believed that as many as 200 individuals were buried in this area, both slaves and free individuals. Some people knew about it, most did not. Progress eventually took precedence over remembrance, and the city continued to grow and essentially ignored this area. It was built on, paved over, and the individuals beneath the ground here were all but forgotten. It wasn't until 2003, when the city was doing some infrastructure upgrades, that the significance of the area was finally recognized. 13 wooden coffins were discovered beneath the surface of the street. Archaeologists were brought in and further excavations were performed along with DNA tests. And after a thorough analysis, it was confirmed that the site was indeed the burying ground. Now the city had a decision to make. What do we do with this area? They decided to close the street to through traffic and set their sights on creating a lasting memorial to the individuals resting here. A committee was formed, money was raised, and plans were submitted. The result is what you see here. A beautiful tribute to the many men, women, and children who rest here, consisting of 2 large statues, a memorial trail, a bench, and a series of silhouettes representing the many individuals of the community. From May 20th to May 23rd of 2015, a vigil, a reburial, and a special ceremony was held with individuals from all ages, races, and faiths coming together to honor these forgotten citizens. After the park was completed, the remains were placed in a specially designed vault. The vault was then topped with the West African Sankofa symbol, which means return and get it, learn from the past. Some people might want to forget or even ignore the fact that this nation treated Africans and African Americans differently, even here in the North. But we cannot ignore our past. We cannot forget our past either. We must not only recognize the past, but also recognize the injustice these individuals face throughout their lives and honor them. Honor them and love them the way they should have been honored and loved all along. We believe this memorial does just that. Thank you, Portsmouth. Hey, hopefully you enjoyed this latest episode of Exit the Norm. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already done that.
Maybe you learned something.
All right, we'll see you later. Hoot.